Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Vancouver Sevens. This one a pretty crucial one for the New Zealanders. Now, South Africa, they do sit in a comfortable spot in this group after 2 wins from 2. But Spain currently, they are playing up against Great Britain, and the Spanish are leading, which would then put them through at the moment into the semi-finals. On the other side of the draw, we do know that Fiji have confirmed #1 spot, so they will take on the second seeding group, or the second seeding team in this group. And on the other side of the equation, the top of the table for this group, they will face the Australians in the semi-final. But looking through at the starting lineups for these two sides, some very handy lineups for Australia and South Africa here. It's going to be an absolutely awesome contest, fast-paced, plenty of action. And all of England want their coach replaced ASAP, says Xander. And also we've got the hey Hamish, how are you? How was New Zealand versus Japan? New Zealand versus Japan. New Zealand won comfortably in that contest. It just seems to be the case. Any sort of group stage matchup involving New Zealand and Australia and any side outside of that top two, it ends up being pretty one-sided. And as I also see a black box, says Xander. That's weird because I currently can see myself on it. 1 second. How about now? I've refreshed. Does that help at all? Are we still only a black box in that regard? Hopefully you can see me now, and hopefully it is all sorted. Maybe. I guess we'll wait and see to find out. But passing on the outside here, Spain are just about to score a try, ladies and gents. And that would now mean that they do move more comfortably towards the chance of a semi-final. Looking through at the starting lineups here, South Africa, they are going to be as follows. Saviwe Soyas Wapi, Christy Robela, Impi Visa, Sebastian Job, Tristan Lades, Shilton Van Wyk, and also Ronald Brown in the starting lineup. For this contest for New Zealand, Sione Molia, Kitty Onavai, Dylan Collier, Sam Clark, Brady Rush, Akulia Rokalasoa, and also Roderick Solo. Spain still only lead by the 10 points, so Great Britain have got a chance of firing back into it. What a day it has been in it, fella. What a day, says 10-2. And yeah, I assume that situation with the black box as my face cam is probably just down to the fact that my PC has been on for a good 24 hours, if not longer, pumping out multiple streams. We have Gader can hear, but you are frozen, says Jasmine. Okay, that's very weird, because for me, I'm moving around like, normally if it's glitchy, it would show me like a little bar, but I guess bear with us while we try and sort it out. It does look frozen on the YouTube side of things. 1 second, we'll go like that again, maybe. That might help. It seems to be running relatively smoothly other than when I put my face cam up. And now I think I've just made it maybe slightly worse. It's very blurry. Is it firing up now? Seems like it's still reacting. We should hopefully be all right, but the quality just seems to be a little bit up and down. I guess you are frozen now, says Xander. Yeah, I think my PC really needs a break. It's been on and it's done multiple live streams throughout the last 24 hours. I think this is about our 10th stream. So it's starting to really struggle. It looks like a ghost, says Martins, in there as well. Currently, the way that this group sits, South Africa would be at the top of the bunch. The points differential for Spain would put them behind South Africa, -9 is how they are sitting. Did the Brumbies versus Reds commentary happen? I missed it. Not quite. So what happened was Haino was going to be covering it for us. He had about a 2 or so minute patch at the start when it wasn't really playing the game because his audio wasn't coming through on the stream. So I ended up jumping in to help him out. And then we ended up chatting for about 20 minutes. Lightning strike delays happened. So then it just turned into just a random Super Rugby chatting stream. And then people got angry at it in the comments when I left it up because I was like, oh, well, people will know that this is the reason we're not doing it. But it had the opposite reaction and people were really annoyed that there was no match footage. So in the end, I had to private it. But it is still up on the channel as like an unlisted stream where we talked about some random stuff on there. He was playing around with his microphone. We were playing musical chairs, like putting me up in different corners to see whether or not that would help. But yeah, in the end, that stream's now not on the channel. We haven't got the all good as long as we can hear you right. Says Scott, yeah, hopefully the audio is coming through all right. I think that it's probably been a little bit dodgy, the the PC in general, just because currently I hear crackling for like the match, whereas I haven't had that before up until this stage. So yeah, I think it might just need a good reset once this game is over. Of course, still plenty of action taking place tomorrow for the semi-finals. They're going to be happening in the early hours of the morning for us here in New Zealand, whereas on the other side of the equation for you guys in South Africa, it is relatively late night. But the final, if the Blitzboks make it that far, will be taking place at about 3:30 a.m. So a bit of a brutal time for those in South Africa. Argentina, they have been knocked out of this competition. They were the defending champions of the Vancouver Sevens. And unfortunately for them, they will not be through to the next stage. What time is the finals for New Zealand? So New Zealand will be playing their semi-final at around 9:20, 9:50 a.m. tomorrow, depending on who they are actually playing. And then on the other side of it, in fact, they've actually confirmed some things. If New Zealand make it through, they would be playing in semi-final 2, so that would be at 9:55. Are you doing the T20 tonight? We are indeed, yes. Hopefully the PC behaves itself by then, but Australia have booked themselves a spot in the first semi-final, and I believe Fiji would actually be in the second matchup. So a couple really good games around the corner for the Sevens, but still some information that needs to be put out there, and that is who is going to win this next contest between between New Zealand and the South Africans. Game will be kicking off in only about 4 minutes' time once this match between GB and Spain does come to its conclusion. But do let me know your score predictions for this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. The Blitzboks have been on fire so far throughout their first 2 matches. First game, they were able to beat Great Britain 21 points to 5. Second game, 28 points to 7 was the victory margin. Then for New Zealand, they lost to Spain in their opening contest. Now, had they won that matchup, it would have been a whole different story heading into this contest. It would have been 2 wins from 2 for both of the sides. And no matter what, both of them would have been going to the semis. New Zealand, though, having a great win over Great Britain, 29 points to 5. And that seems like it was the one that really helped boost them up to be a great position. GB still trying to fight back a little bit here up against the Spanish. They would need 2 quick fire tries. Blitzboks will hammer the Kiwis. 28 points to 17, says Neville. As the New Zealand woman got in the final, still to be confirmed. There's a couple more games that do need to take place for the women's side of things. And also the Vancouver Sevens, one of the only leagues where we see the women's final take place after the men's final. So that is actually the same in terms of the timings. Whereas Kenya, they are in Sevens 2. They will be playing in 2 weeks' time for the next leg of the Sevens 2 competition alongside the likes of Germany, USA, Belgium, Canada. Canada did make it through in the end, in fact. And then also, I think it's Uruguay, the other side of the 6 teams. South Africa 21 to New Zealand's 14. Says JP. At 5:35 a.m. here, I woke up at 4 a.m. and ran 10Ks and gymmed, I swear, please believe me. Says Xander. And also, who will the New Zealand women play? Says Baden. So their last match that they have got of the group stage, they are going head-to-head up against, I believe it is, one second, I'll make sure, it is France. But both of those 2 sides have already qualified due to both being at the top of the table. But if there was an upset in either that game or Australia versus USA, who are both undefeated in their side of the equation, maybe we could see a New Zealand versus Australia semi-final rather than the final. Our time is the France game, says Baden, so that match is going to be taking place at 5:24 p.m. New Zealand time. Just the 6 seconds remaining, so it is now confirmed Spain for now are through to the semi-finals just about. Now, this makes the equation very interesting because now I believe because of the head-to-head result between New Zealand and Spain, it would mean that New Zealand need to beat South Africa to be able to go through to the next stage. I believe that is how it would work. The Sky Sport commentary said the New Zealand women have never lost a game at this venue. That is impressive. And I guess, that's a lot of pressure too, though, isn't it? If you're through to the final, you're playing up against, once again, the Aussie side. It just seems like that's the most likely anyway for the 2 teams. It always seems to be. Am I still as blurry as I look, ladies and gentlemen, or has it kind of come right? It does seem like I'm quite blurry at the moment, so hopefully you guys can still see me. And what did you say, says Xander. And there as well, the build-up is at 1:30 for the Black Cats game on Sky Sports, says Baden. Yeah, they've got plenty of build-up for that matchup. The toss is normally done about 20 minutes beforehand. What's wrong with your screen? Says Mohadeen, my PC doesn't like me. It's pretty much the gist of it. And adding me back in, but I think that the PC's just gone through so much throughout the last 24 hours. Like, this is, I don't even want to guess what hour of streaming this is, but it's been a fair few. South Africa now make their way onto the field. New Zealand have done the same. Collier will be the captain of this Kiwi team. Do you need a new PC? I think I just need to not stream so much throughout 24-hour periods. So I think my PC's pretty much been worked to the absolute max. We've done videos in between as well, a few previews and whatnot, so it hasn't really had a break, just like myself, throughout the last little while. Hello, who you? Says Mohadeen there. But now, ready to go for this kickoff. What games next week? There are a lot of them. There is the New York Sevens. Alongside that, there is also going to be Super Rugby, of course. Six Nations. I'll Uber you a new PC, says Baden. Morning, Volhata from from Hopetown in South Africa. Go the Bok. New Zealand now ready to kick this one off to get us underway. We apologise about the fact that I might be frozen at the moment, ladies and gents, but I don't want to touch too much just in case it crashes the whole thing. I feel like Collier and Weir have been around forever. They have been, yeah. Regan Weir, he's just an experience, yeah. But the big news for New Zealand here is no Tony Nashu in this contest. That is due to his red card that he received right at the end of the last contest. Now, New Zealand have won that game comfortably already, so there was no need to go out there and get a red card in the time that he did. But it now brings back Akulia Roka Lesoa into the starting lineup. I give your PC a coffee and go the Bok. Says JP. Going away to the left-hand side. Bounce pass there. Waiting for this one to sit up. It's a very awkward bouncing one. And Sebastian Yob, inside of his 22, manages to find the offload shot of Van Beek. Now Tristan Lades. New Zealand almost got caught out there as South Africa running it from their own goal line and managing to break through. Impefesa, he's going to run the length of the field. This is going to be extremely fatiguing for the third match of the day. But Vesa gets there. And that is the danger of the Blitzboks. The fact that they were inside of their in-goal area, looking like New Zealand were about to force them for a 5-metre scrum. And they just find a way to stay composed, get those passes away. And South Africa managing to score it. And my game of the weekend was the Brumbies game, says Baden. That probably would be a lot of people's game of the weekend, I would say. What was your game of the Rugby and Super Rugby? Yeah, probably that Reds Brumbies. A few other decent games in there too, but the fact that it went right down to the wire and the fact that the Reds somehow came back, get your PC a nice bubble bath with some massage and say sorry with flowers and chocolate, says Xander. That kick is going to go over now, 7-0 in favour of the South Africans. So a good start to the contest now. They have to keep on going that little bit more. Ball is there again for New Zealand. I'm shocked of you, Hamish. What are you in shock of me for, Mohadeen? Now I'll wait to the left-hand side. Brady Rush. Moving it on to left. Highlanders and Force game look decent, says the Sporting Kiwi. I haven't actually been able to catch that one as of yet. But scoreline made it look like it was relatively competitive in that regard. Now going away to the right-hand side. I think the Force actually led at halftime as well, didn't they? In that matchup, loose ball, New Zealand not taking that one cleanly. Now out to Dylan Collier. Now 2.5 minutes remaining. Sorry, 2.5 minutes gone, I should say. Still plenty of time left in this matchup. Dylan Collier stayed down on the far side of the field. And Kane's game was decent. It was decent if you're a Hurricane supporter. Not so good if you were going for the Tars in that match. That one was probably one of the more one-sided alongside Chiefs Moana Pacifico of the weekend. Now breaking through here for Kitiona Vai. Trying to get the steal on the breakdown. Ronald Brown asking for a penalty, but he was on the wrong side of the breakdown, so he's always going to get cleaned out in that scenario. Now trying to step around here. Still just outside of their 22, the Kiwis. Now Roka Lesoa passes across. Kitiona Vai has knocked that one on. And will now be the Blitzboks scrum feed. It's a side that is expected to do very well in this competition. The live standings for the overall comp has had New Zealand, South Africa and Fiji at the top for quite some time. What more can Nariki do to make the All Blacks? He's been good for a long time. I think it's just avoid an injury. Because there's been a lot of times, a little bit similar to what we saw for Caleb Tangitau, how he just gets injured at the wrong time. And unfortunately ends up, missing out on those crucial moments. They are just showing the way that it is sitting currently. It would be Fiji versus Spain and South Africa versus Australia. So it would mean that New Zealand are nowhere to feature in this case. So a bonus point is not enough for the Kiwis here. It's actually good that we are getting some unpredictable results in Super Rugby. Makes for exciting watching and plenty of money to make if you are betting on underdogs for better odds. Says Jason. Yeah, I don't think that rugby really needs that much more in terms of the betting side of things. People are normally serious enough about it, as we have seen multiple times in the comment section. Dylan Collier getting a heavily strapped left ankle now. He was actually down for quite a bit of time there throughout that build-up. But it seems like he's going to try and continue in this matchup. But I don't think he won't be too keen to just really push that ankle here unless he absolutely has to. Because there's still another competition next week. You froze it will freeze a lot, Mohadin. I think we've worked out by now my PC wants to die. Now going off to the right-hand side, Tristan Lades. Now Shilton Van Wyk stepping back on the inside. Nice pass to Lades again. Tackled about 22 metres out from the line. Obviously, the Blues beating the Crusaders was my shock result of the round. So here's Jason. It's going to be the knock-on there. See, I'd almost go Geo Stadium with the loss for the Brumbies where they sat as the big shock for me. Definitely with the fact that they were delayed by lightning. That was a little bit shocking, something that we didn't expect to see in the round. South Africa have climbed above New Zealand into second on the HSB standings following their cup title in Perth. So currently, South Africa are second, New Zealand are third, and Fiji are in first. And I'm putting you in jail, Hamish. So here's Mohadin. Now Kulia Roka Lasoa goes away to the left-hand side. Regan Ware passes out now. Oh, bit of a slip there on the turf and another knock-on from New Zealand. I think that both sides in this matchup, as well as just in general throughout this tournament, the thing that I've noticed is teams are very hesitant when it comes to running on this turf, and then from there, they're just kind of throwing those offloads and maybe not thinking about them as much. They've ever got 7-0 or nil. They have got 7 in this case. We're in a semi-final in the final, so it is going to be taking place later on tonight. I think your PC needs to rest more than you need a good sleep. Says Jason, yeah, the PC has theoretically been going longer than I have. It's been going since the Six Nations yesterday, pretty much, because I had to leave it open because I was doing the scoreboard for Tim while I was away. So it's been on and working hard for 36 hours. Now running forward here, Ronald Brown, good tackle on him by Kulia Roka Lasoa. But the South Africans, they are on hot attack with a chance to go out wide. Shilton Van Wyk sells the dummy, he goes through. Scores the try, and South Africa now leading by that little bit more. That's a brilliant bit of work from Shilton Van Wyk. The Kiwis, they were needing nothing but a win in this contest, but they aren't really playing like a side that needed one. To think Caleb Clark wasn't good enough to make the Sevens for the Olympics, and now he's in great form, says the Sporting Kiwi. Yes, I feel quite proud of my prediction. Because right at the start of the season, I said if Caleb Clark scores 1 try, he's going to score an absolute ton of them throughout the season. And I mentioned about when he got that first try, not this weekend, the weekend prior, I said he's now going to be back. And then comes out, gets a hat-trick in that game up against the Crusaders, scored the 2 tries the week prior, so got that second one in that game as well. We have got their bar go home, New Zealand, says Yasmin, although they can't quite go home because they've got New York next week of the Sevens. Akulia Roka Lasoa still inside of their own 22 again here in New Zealand. They're just getting trapped. Can't really go anywhere. South Africa all over them like a rash, although that's going to be the penalty, throwing the ball away for MPP. So I think they're going to call it in the same motion as trying to get the turnover. And come on, South Africa, says Daniel. But now ready for another kick here. Akulia Roka Lasoa. It seems New Zealand are opting for the touchline. What your mum say about you on YouTube a lot? She doesn't really say too much about it. I think she's happy enough that I'm doing something during the day and whatnot. We have got the F1 is about to kick off for 2026. Score laggy, says Shane. Very. PC's about to blow up. So we're just trying our best to get through this one, and then I'll have to reset the whole thing, and hopefully it will be all right for the T20. But I think my face will still be frozen at the moment, so we do apologise for that. In fact, it might even be, am I better off just having my face out of this like that? Would that be better than me sitting here looking frozen? You have to remember our normal coach isn't there. Yeah, he got stuck in not being able to get over to Vancouver, wasn't it? I'm getting the commentary, but the scoreboard says 0-all. What the score and what half is it says Wafer. So the score at the moment is 12-0. But yeah, it seems like everything is kind of crashing on the PC at this point in time. But hopefully you guys can still hear me in that regard. Do let me know if you can. But yeah, currently 12-0 in favour of the South Africans. New Zealand have got themselves the 22 line out here. And that is 22 metres out from the South African line. Regan Ware is going to be making his way off of the bench later on in this contest. They've got a lot of experience for New Zealand. Now, Tristan Lades goes off to the left-hand side. I can hear you okay. Okay, so that's all right. I guess it's just, yeah, really confusing at why the scoreboard is updating for me, but not updating through YouTube. Oh, that's a penalty there against Sebastian Job. Ended up playing the New Zealander. AS can hear you. Restart PC. That's easier said than done in the middle of a live stream. But after the stream is finished, we, of course, will reset it. If you can put a picture of Prince Andrew up, would be amusing, says Jason. I don't think I got a picture of Prince Andrew. What have I got in terms of an overlay? I haven't really got too many random pictures. There we go. I'll put a little me up in the corner just so that it seems like I'm still here. What PC you got, Hamish? Running from Linux with a speaker with additional keyboard deal. No idea what any of that means. My PC's got a green light in it, and normally that means it's good to go. But it's the penalty for New Zealand again. Now 22 metres out from their own line with the line out. Ready to throw it in. We are currently 3 minutes past the halftime siren. Kulia Roka Lesoa back across. South Africa still leading 12 points to 0 at the stage of the contest. Roderick Solo goes back on the inside to Brady Rush, close to the sideline, just manages to stay in the field of play. Dylan Collier back across to the left-hand side. Skip pass on the outside to Vi. Now cutting in. Oh, another drop ball. For Soyuz Wapi, what time the Black Ferns game? They are playing in about an hour's time. In fact, maybe a little bit less than that. Now, Saviwa Soyuz Wapi. I'm going to quickly try to do is I'll try and go like that. Does that help at all? 12-0. I thought it was still 0. It is 12-0. The scoreboard just doesn't like me because the computer's going bang. But now Dylan Collier back across to the right-hand side, trying to use that one quickly. Oh, bit of a mistake there. South Africa, though, able to pick up this ball with Shot and Farm Bait. This one's going to be brutal here for the Kiwis because they have just attacked for about 4 minutes just to have South Africa score right at the end of the half. And South Africa, that should secure them this game. New Zealand, they took a risk. They never looked that dangerous throughout it, though. And you got to hope that Christy Robela is all right here. He is down currently with an injury. And Christchurch couldn't sell out, says Kiwi Rob. It sold out for the Waratahs Crusaders game, though, right? And I was make sure Hamish says Gary down while 3 tries, says Xander. Now to line up. The Sevens sell out nowhere, Rob, says the Sporting Kiwi. That is true. Like, there's a huge amount of empty seats in Vancouver for this one. That is also down to the fact that the men's side are no longer on the circuit. The good news is they've been playing, I think, Chile in their matches here. Who's kicking for South Africa? So Tristan Lades is normally the man in charge of the kicking department for the South African side, but currently halftime in this contest, it is 17-0 in favour of South Africa. Still a bit more of this game to go, but you would have to say New Zealand probably done and dusted here. They needed to score at the end of that first half, and it just wasn't coming for them. I'm going to try and see if the stream is running smoothly for myself or whether it is also glitching out. I'd assume that it's glitching out, though. As even just like the speakers, I can hear a rustling and all sorts for myself at the moment. Hopefully it will sort itself out before the T20 World Cup. Oh, we have got there 17-0. No good. Someone Titchens, says Shane. Yeah, it's not the result that New Zealand would be after. Like, this has been a tournament where they haven't really found their rhythm. They were defeated by Spain in that opening contest. And the thing that's really hurt the Kiwis is their poor kicking percentage off the the conversions. They missed the first, I believe, 5 kicks that they took at the posts throughout this comp. Put your jail suit on, as in like a jumpsuit. Is Titchens still the coach of Samoa? I'm not actually sure where Gordon Titchens has ended up currently. Might be time for a shredded chicken sandwich, I feel. Yeah, so it seems like it's actually like the scoreboard's stuck too. Going nowhere. But 1 second, what we're going to do, I'm going to close some tabs. See if that helps us out just a little bit here. Oh. It might have a little bit. I'm at least moving on the stream, it looks like. So that's a bonus. Obviously, one of the tabs just didn't really like me and it was causing issues. Oh, no, now I'm frozen again. Never mind. It was working for about half a second, which was great. But now it's gone again. Currently 17-0 at halftime. Getting ready to kick this one off for the Blitzboks. What if I go here and click around a little bit? Does that do anything? Kicking off deep for the Blitzboks. Nicely taken. Just, oh, the nice bit of work there in the breakdown from the Kiwis. The knee was on the floor. Able to get that still. Oh, we've at least got a scoreboard update now, ladies and gentlemen. So that's something that's slightly more beneficial. 17-0 says JP. So it's slowly catching up, it would seem. It's got me frozen at this point in time. Currently, the way that this group sits, New Zealand would be out of the semi-finals. They would need to come back and win this game up against South Africa. So 19-0 be where they have to get to. Yes, score is sharp, says Mars. I don't like how they're called the All Black Sevens. One of NZRU's many stupid decisions, says a sporting Kiwi. Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one, isn't it? Because I know that people, like, yes, even though some of the guys do end up in the All Black Sevens or like the All Blacks main squad. Oh, breaking off the back here. This is the first try of the second half. Rob Rush going to have a big opportunity here. Does manage to score the try for New Zealand. Oh no, we're back, are we? Have I fixed it? Maybe. That kick has missed away to the side though. New Zealand now sitting in this game 17 points to 5 down. I think it's almost, I don't want to jinx it, but it seems to be fixed now. I think it was a VPN trying to mess with me a little bit. It looks a lot clearer too, so that is good news. We're going to have the final 5 minutes not looking completely glitched out, ladies and gentlemen. You moving, I can hear you. I hear you back, says Anthony. So yeah, one of my VPNs that I use, even though I didn't have it set to anywhere other than New Zealand, it decided that it wanted to try and crash it. But yeah, now it's actually crystal clear, which is ideal. So Viwe Soya's Wapi. Now another tackle made there from Roderick Solo. New Zealand in the breakdown, getting the steal with Dylan Collier. Tell you what, since the quality has become clearer on the stream, the quality of New Zealand's rugby in this match has got a lot better too. Selvin David's off his feet, but gets the penalty anyway. Holding on, going against the Kiwis. I think maybe the hands went down for Davids. He didn't look like he was quite supporting the body weight, but must have been quick enough in the referee's eyes to be able to get that crucial steal. Now this one's going to be kicked into touch. It's a good strike of the ball downfield from the South Africans. Yeah, finally we can see you, says Xander. Yeah, it's probably lucky that the stream's made it this far with how glitchy it's been. But for me, the weird thing is it was so clear. Like, I could see everything fine for me, and like it just looked completely different on YouTube. So it was as if maybe it was something to do with the signal between them. Must I saw you, Hamish. If you close your eyes, Mohadeen, you won't be able to see me, fun fact. But now Selvin Davids. Yeah, that's a better way to watch, says Timothy. And I'm just glad that the scoreboard is also something that you guys can see, because when it was 12-0 and you guys could only see 0-all, Feel like that was very confusing, but now short side here for the South Africans. Big shot on Impivesa. New Zealand need to be the next side to score a try, and they don't just need one, they need two. Here comes the short side run. Saviwa Soyas Wapi. Good take from him. New Zealand looking for the turnover and the breakdown, causing disruption, playing it on the ground from South Africa. Should be the Kiwis' ball. I think it's going to come out now for the New Zealanders. Yes, it does. Collier on the short side. If New Zealand found their second wing, Roderick Solo. In fact, it's a Kulia Rokalisoa. Has to cut back inwards as two men were chasing him down. Cross kick here from the Kiwis. Goes high to Roderick Solo. Ball on the inside. Another try. Frank Whainuku scores it. New Zealand have not quite given up in this Vancouver Sevens competition, but boy, do they need to start getting some kicks over. As at the moment, hasn't been helping them too much. 17-10. That was actually my bad with the scoreboard not updating. That's because I hadn't moved my mouse enough. But 12 points to 17 now the score in this matchup with just the 2 minutes remaining on the clock. This is either going to be a miraculous comeback from New Zealand or it's going to be a brutal blow from the Blitzboks side right at the end of the game. Kickoff 1 out of 3 might be detrimental. And who won Australia versus Fiji? Fiji won that one by about 19 points. So they are through to the semi-finals and they will take on either New Zealand or Spain, I believe, at this stage. So everyone says JP, and he came as good now, says Baden. Now this one's going to be kicked off, taken by Zealand Davids. He's tackled in the air. It's a penalty in favour of South Africa. Rob Rush getting that one wrong. Thank you for the commentary, Amish, says Neil. No worries at all. It's greatly appreciated you being here for this match. I know it is extremely early for some of you guys in South Africa. So yeah, it is thoroughly appreciated you being here watching on for this game. Diacha, the man who was tackled in the air there. 90 seconds remaining. This is where they can't get greedy for distance, the Blitzboks, making sure that that ball goes out. New Zealand will need one more big steal. I think if you ask South Africa whether they'd rather have Spain or whether they'd rather have New Zealand in through to the semi-finals, they'll probably pick Spain all of the time. 6 a.m. by me. And Sokovia said, thank you, no worries at all. We are going to be back tomorrow with those semi-finals as well as a few of the playoff games taking place prior as well. And if some of you guys are from New Zealand versus India in the T20 World Cup, that will be happening on the channel as well. Ball is there on the halfway line. Selvin Davids goes across into the midfield. Now passes to Capito, cuts back in, looking for the offload, doesn't throw it in the end, eventually gives it to Job. Thought about going on the outside to Diache. He's running sideways. Now Reinus de Hazen, tackled by Rob Rush. Can't get isolated here. Rushing through the side of the breakdown. Ball's bounced out the back. Still there for South Africa. Sullivan Davids, he will back himself. No, instead goes wide to Capito. New Zealand's defence has to be on point. They miss a tackle. What an offload, but a drop ball from the youngster Diache. And he hasn't been able to score it in the corner. That would have secured the game for the Blitzboks. Now New Zealand have one last chance to be able to qualify for the semis. I liked when the finals were 10-minute halves. I did enjoy it too. Although I think the fatigue factor by the stage of playing 10 minutes is pretty brutal. Even when these guys play an extra minute or so of a half, they seem to really struggle. Bro can't watch tomorrow because it's Fiji, it's Monday. True, it is Monday here in New Zealand as well. We'll try our best. We will be doing the games on the channel. So if you do want little updates, be sure to pop in after you have finished work. A Kiwi born Kiwi, so I win, says Jason. And bring back Gordon Tits. Maybe all went downhill when he left. And New Zealand score, what happens? So, if New Zealand score and don't convert, we go to golden point time. And that would still be fighting for their chance to go through to the semi-finals. If New Zealand score and convert, they win. And South Africa and New Zealand will both go through to the semi-finals of this competition. But we're up to 14 minutes. Rob Rush trying to find his way through the defence. Capito wrestles him down. Locked onto the ball for Shilton Van Wyk. And it will be the penalty for South Africa. They can tap this one, put it into touch, and that would be the end of this game. Although Selvin Davids thought about going quickly for a second, he now boots it out. And South Africa qualify for the semi-finals. New Zealand do not. So one semi-final will be South Africa, Australia. The other will be Fiji versus the Spanish. Bro, South Africans must be very happy and proud of you. The way you roll your R's, etc. Says Nas there. And South Africa 1 says JP. And I'm hoping Fiji versus Spain. And that is exactly what will happen now with South Africa winning that matchup. Spain go through. They will take on the Fijians. And then on the other side of the draw It is South Africa versus Australia. What should be also a fantastic game. And I believe South Africa-Australia will be the first of the 2 games of the semi-finals that are taking place. That one will be at 10:33 p.m. South African time tonight. So everyone be sure to tune in for that one. New Zealand, they are out. Fiji, though, they will be playing Spain. That is at 8:55 a.m. Fijian time, 9:55 a.m. for us here in New Zealand. I can't believe they dumped this Sevens Rugby World Cup for this tournament. Yeah, it is a shame, really, because I did love the World Cup for the Seven side of things. It just felt like a big occasion, but yeah, they're trying to mark the championship, and the main big thing is just as big of a World Cup, but I don't know, it doesn't quite feel the same. Spain have come of age. Absolutely, they have been brilliant throughout the last 2 years. We've got to remember as well, Fiji as well as South Africa are only separated by 4 points in the top of the group. Let's go, bro. Should have told me because I would have cheered for South Africa, says Coffee there. Yeah, so I guess the draw's probably worked out in Fiji's favour in a way. South Africa will have a tough match up against the Aussies, but if they get past Australia, they would then get a big opportunity to play in the final up against either Fiji or potentially up against the Spanish. But nonetheless, I thank you all very much for tuning in. 17 points to 12, the end score in this matchup. We are going to be back later on tonight with the T20 World Cup. I will be scheduling that stream in the next hour or so. Same with the 7 streams for tomorrow. We'll get those all scheduled and all sorted out for the near future as well. But thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all for the next one.